Number one chat. Number one sing. Number one in all the Bombay chart. Indian me, I tear them apart. To him, me come and bring a new style. So listen, all the people, now you want me, follow me. Them a baller when they see the Indian. Ragamuffin on the style and pattern. How where they come a them a different fashion. First two of them a come a them a reach number one. In all the reggae chart man and the Indian. See me face pont television. Hear me voice pont radio station. Promoter them a come a them a rub off them man. In all the session all they want to me. Run, put me name pont invitation. Track deck go raise a million. Me bring a brand new style man pound the island. I feed the black, I feed the white, I know I feed the Indian. So each and every one man follow fashion. Deputy man, coach up a ton. Everyone in all the Bungra fashion. Everyone in all the Bungra fashion. Welcome to Fever FM, Apache. Much love and respect. Apache Indian, welcome to the show. Tell me that you're there, brother. He's there, thank God. We've changed the system. We can hear you, man. We changed the system, so I thought I could be able to speak to you while the adverts were on. Thank you very much for joining the show. Apache Indian all the way from Malaga, I believe.
Yes. No. First of all, thank you. It's a great honor to be on the show. I've been listening to your show. I'm just getting chilled and relaxed with your show. Beautiful. And thank you to Fever FM. Great support and all the listeners. So it's a great honor to be with you. Beautiful. Yeah. Respect.
We had you on, didn't we, last Saturday in the Morano's show. It was a wonderful thing with all the kids and that. And
great.
They've been super excited since then.
Big up Amano. Yes, keep sending me videos, keep supporting, and big respect, man. That's what it's all about, and inspiring the young people as well. So I'm loving that.
Well, you're still inspiring some of the old folks like me, man. You know what I mean? So I hope I did you justice there in that little shout out, man.
No, big respect to everyone, man. It's been great to be with you, and it's been a long journey, like you said, man. 30 years, so still to be here to release music. And it's not just about music; it's what you're representing, what you're saying when you're on the platform, what I'm saying to you in the interviews. So all the young people out there, anyone involved with music, you know what? It's what comes out your mouth after the song on stage, and what you're saying, what you're representing. Right. It's always been about culture and about life and about my views and whatever I think about, and I share that with music. So big respect to everybody.
I mean, it's like a long career now, man. I mean, I remember very clearly, I was about 11 years old, I think, when you came around, Apache, right? And, back in the day, it's, I don't know if you can relate to this in any which way or form, but back in the day, being brown in the 80s wasn't cool, man. Like, it weren't that cool to be an Indian kind of, running around town, man. So there weren't that many musicians, like English, brown Asian musicians or whatever. If they were, they kind of hit it up, didn't they? Like Freddie Mercury, for instance. So you came out kind of loud and proud and, kind of crossed over to, bringing in this kind of reggae vibe as well, obviously. Like, obviously seems to be a very clear, deep inspiration from you, man. So, I mean, you started off with, the first one was Movie Over India, right? And then Chuck There, my favorite track. And Don Raja, my God, what a tune. And then, so, like, just to give us a little bit of a sense, like, those early days, man, like, how did you feel? What was the energy? What was going on inside you at that time? Like, what was driving you to make that music? I know you'd been around about a decade even before that, but, at that point, all that energy coming into you, man, right? All the love you were getting from the Jamaican community, from, the Asian community in England, the wider English community. How did you handle that energy? How did it feel?
No, incredible. I mean, every time you say that, there's so much memories that come to mind, but it's my life, right? I mean, it's been 30 years, and it's been a great journey. It's had its ups and downs, but you know what when you talk about, not being cool, it wasn't cool to be brown, if you like. We didn't see many Asian people anyone in the charts or on the football pitch or really doing anything on TV, radio, anything.
We still don't on the football pitch, man.
And we still don't. So there was no inspiration there. The inspiration came from, to tell you the truth, from Handsworth, from Birmingham.
Right.
You have to look at one of the biggest reggae groups in Birmingham around the world. Is a white group. It's called UB40.
Right.
Early days of acceptance, early days of multicultural, early days of no one really. I mean, we had our problems over the years, but you can see that culture, that multicultural, then was shared in music. It was shared, musical youth, past the Dutchie on the left, Birmingham, Steel Pulse, Birmingham.
Right.
But at the same time, a lot of rock bands, a lot of Bhangra bands. That was all before me, So the inspiration was all around me, reggae, sound systems, culture. If somebody really wants, I have to trace my own music and and why I do what I do. So I traced it back even further. So when both my parents come from India, I've said this before, but there's a new generation out there. Both my parents come from Punjab, India.
Right.
And when they came and settled in Handsworth in Birmingham, you didn't have schools. School started at 5 years old. So I was dropped when they went to work. They dropped me off at the nanny next door.
Yeah, what a story, man. We heard about that last time.
Miss Codrington from Jamaica.
Right.
So she looked after all the kids in the neighborhood. Lovely, lovely lady. God rest her soul. She's passed away now. But look at the early inspiration of language, culture. Look at the early I'm hearing language when I'm 1 to 5, 8 hours a day. Food, music. So it wasn't later on when I enjoyed music. I enjoyed it because I understood the culture, and then that's how they embrace you. It's not just a song. So, and then when I made music, like you said, movie of India, Chakde, Dan Raj, Arranged Marriage, I did it as an Indian, an Apache Indian who loves reggae, who loves to be British. If we weren't in the UK, I wouldn't have had that. If my parents stayed in Jalandhar, I would have been born there. If they moved to Toronto, it would have been something else, Africa, whatever, all these places that I've been. But Birmingham, with the Windrush generation that came from, the Caribbean at the same time, 60s, 50s, and put that together, what do you get? You get something honest like what I do. And if I was going to be involved with Bhangra or reggae or music, it didn't fit anywhere. Movie of it didn't fit anywhere. There was no sound. It was either Hollywood, Bollywood, Bhangra, Hindi, reggae, hip-hop. Where does Movie of India fit? It created his own genre, which you call the Asian urban sound now, where you have all this movement around the world, which is great. Young kids wanting to do something different, wanting to find identity through music, but sharing their life and their spirit and their soul and their views and their prayers and their opinions about arranged marriage or whatever it may be. So it was always very personal. So everyone that liked it and supported it, thank you. I'm sharing my life with you.
So would it be fair to say then, man, like, you're repping India, you're repping like Jamaica and the Caribbean sounds, but really at the core you're repping Handsworth and the reggae sounds that you're
always.
And that's the core, right?
People ask the first question they ask you, where you from? What's your name? And I'll speak in Punjabi. My name is Stephen Kapoor, and they try to work out where you're from.
I only read your name today, man. Like, and I was like, wow, man. I just imagine you, Stephen, Indian lad, like, in Handsworth doing this thing, man. Like, you could have blended into so many different, directions, kind of thing. So, I used to be called Luke back in the day. Like, I grew up on a white council estate, and I think the white lads that I grew up with, rather than kind of accepting that I was an Indian, preferred to call me Luke and kind of, Britishize me kind of in that respect. Like, so, being Stephen, I guess that kind of was a little bit helpful back in that time, right? Like,
people didn't believe my name was Stephen. They thought there was a nickname for Surjit or Surinder or something. So, but the thing is, when I went to the reggae community, when I started in the early days of the sound systems before we were releasing records, I went as a proud Indian that loved reggae, just like Ali Campbell, a proud white guy that loved reggae.
Right.
There was a lot of acceptance in Birmingham. There were, there were a few problems here and there. But to tell you the truth, the problems actually come from your own community, your own people. Oh, and you're trying to be black and you're trying to do this, and black people are bad people. And my parents obviously didn't have a problem with black people when they came, because I was dropped off at the nanny next door.
Right.
So when you talk about racism later on in the years, don't forget about all the work that's been done, all the unity in the community, all the people. All the radio was important, because we had no British Asian channels. There was no YouTube. It was radio. What you guys are doing. I've been to Leeds many times. I know,
man. I know. I remember you coming to Astoria, just down the road from where we are right now. You had a gig in Astoria. It was one of the biggest things. One of my friends, I don't know if she actually was promoting it at the time, she said she was one of your promoters. And it was sold out to the maximum. I think actually you, from what I remember, this is a long time ago, you actually walked off the stage because there was kind of a fight kicked off. You came out, said, Leo, if there's not going to be peace and love here, I'm leaving, you know what I mean? So I don't know if you remember that, or like...
I can't remember that, but yeah, Leeds it's a special place, and we had to go back in there to see all the radio stations, visit every city, every town, and then across the world. So that personal touch is kind of missing now. People are hiding behind screens. Obviously, COVID, no gigs now as well. So back to the radio.
Sure. So we've got a few messages coming through here. We've got Gubber Singh saying, how are you, Apache Indian? Give me a shout out.
Big respect.
He's got a lot of lovers, our Gubber Singh here. And we've got Hamza saying...
Gubber Singh.
Gubber, the great Gubber. And we've got Hamza saying, Salam, can you play Tere Tour, Apache Indian, great song? So we'll see if we get that only for you in a moment
Love
or two.
Love that song.
Aisha G saying, wow, that was really good. Well, she's referring to me singing your song, Chuck. There, I tell you what. So
was that you singing?
That was that you singing? Yeah, that was my my homage to you, brother. You know what I mean? So I hope I did you proud.
Sing it with me. Number one in all the Bombay charts.
Indian may tear them apart. Say me come and bring a new stylist. So listen, all the people now you want me follow me.
In Leeds City, pop, pop. Wicked.
Lovely. I don't know what we've got some problem with the system, so I can't talk to you when I put these tracks on. But if you can hold tight for us for 3 minutes, I want to play one of your new tracks and come back to you if you can stay with us.
Brilliant. I'm right there with you.
All right, super duper. This track is from Apache's new album featuring De Niro, Ash, Shilpa. We're all about the freedom here at Fever 107.3 FMG.
Shilpa, while live free with the music vibe.
Feel free with Apache Indian. 4 decades in the making.
We rock this your city with the music vibe. Turn off the light, turn up the bassline. Feeling the rhythm, say the boom boom kind. Put on the track, let me blow for your mind. Gonna rap on the track, cause you feeling that. Have the place pan lock, me say watch how we rock. Up on the scene, I say them all follow we. Apache, De Niro and Shilpa Ali. Dil mein hu tera Mr. Right. Kaise tu banegi meri beautiful wife. Ha tere jhumke ki yaad badi aayi. Ha main to ban ke घूमूं तेरा सैटेलाइट मेरे हाथ में है रोज और गले में है टाई आंखों का नशा है तेरा करे मुझे हाय तू सोचे मेरे बारे में तो हिचकी मुझे आए दिल से तुझको प्यार करूं baby I don't lie
Stuck at home I'm dying to leave but don't take no it's up to me I'm on my own I'm gonna make it out take it slow that's not for me I run my show it's meant to be I'm on my own I'm gonna make it out खन की जो चूड़ी मेरी पायल भी चमकती झमझम लगता है तूने छू लिया झुमका भी मेरा बोले सांसें क्यों बढ़ी है धम धम पिया मैं हो गई बावरिया freedom
Free in your mind, live free in your soul. Feel the music vibe taking over control. Let your body go, wanna go with the flow. Only one life to live, so let's go. Play about a slow down, energy off you up. We have to take the party, girl, miss it to the hilltop. Them have to join me, and you know we don't stop. Push the music vibe, we can't get enough.
Stuck at home, I'm dying to leave, but don't take no. It's up to me, I'm on my own. I'm gonna make it out. Take it slow, that's not for me. I run my show. It's meant to be. I'm on my own. I'm gonna make it out.
Push on the music vibe. I saw it come alive. Apache Indian up on the mic. And I said do it as well like ay. And this I wanna say you know we don't play. And when we come we are the bounce DJ De Niro, Shilpa, Apache Indian danger
तू होती मेरे साथ मैं करूं बेबी चिल टाइम तो निकाल कभी आके मैनू मिल लेके जावा तेनू बेबी बेवरली में हिल पैसे दीना टेंशन सारे पे करूंगा बिल तेरे चक लूंगा खर्चे सारे पकड़ हाथ मेरा मुटियारे मेरी दुनिया खिल खिल जाए जब तो हंसती तू सरकारे
Feel free today and every day, G. Especially while you're listening to Fever 107.3. We'll be chilling here, right now with Apache Indian. Welcome back. Hey, Apache, how you doing?
Brilliant. Thank you very much. And a great song that is. Big respect to all the artists on that song. Shilpa, all the way from Mumbai. Shilpa Sharoj, De Niro, Ash, Chezin, Delhi, Mumbai, Birmingham, UK, culture, language, connection, Desi, rap, Hindi, vocals, feel free. Respect.
Rolling, my brother, rolling. Feeling the vibe down there in Malaga, man. You know, I spend a lot of time in Malaga myself, man. I've got, actually, one of my boys is down there, man, if you want to link him up.
Oh, really?
I'm sure he'd be happy to, yeah. Turkish brother, Gökhan. Good. He's my boy anyway, man. So
you got link me with him. Link me with him.
All right, I'll do that, man. I'll do that. And so we got. So I mean, why are you in Malaga, man? What are you doing down there? We got a quick.
The truth is, I come back and forth. I've been traveling for many years. I come back and forth from Spain. I have a little place here. But I spent 6 months in the lockdown in the UK.
Yeah.
I work in a college as a teacher, so that stopped till next year. I run a music academy for young people. That stopped.
Right.
I was there from March till August, and I came out here for a week.
Right.
Just as I said, I'll have a break. I've been working hard, and I came out for a week. And every time I called, they said, "Well, why do you want to come back to school?" The second lockdown kicked in. You know what I mean? And I thought, okay, the sun's shining here in the south of Spain, and it was very hot today too. So 3 months later, I'm still here basically.
You can still get a suntan in December in Malaga, man. It's some crazy
But
stuff.
I am coming back in the next couple of weeks, so I'll be seeing you soon.
Nice. Danger, man. So we've got DJ Cam, one of our big long-time DJs over here at Fever. He's saying massive respect, fab interview. Thank you, Cam. He's saying Apache Indian brought music and style to Asian culture. I started replicating his dress code.
Big up.
Because of him,
big
programs.
Respect,
because of him, programs like the Real
DJ
McCoy.
Cam.
Yeah, man. Big respect, Cam, and because of him, programs like the Real McCoy and Goodness Gracious made it big. So
big respect, man.
Much love there. And Aisha's as well saying, 3 decades ago, I was a teenager at the time. Would love to hear Apache singing Boom Shakalak live on air, please.
What's her name?
Aisha.
Boom shakalak what Aisha want. Got a woman in my flex and the man in my chant. Aisha all the way from Leeds, from Apache and all the way in Malaga, Spain. We say, wine your body, wriggle your belly, dip and go down in the new style. Wine and, is she dancing? Wine and go up, wine and go down. And Fever FM all around town. Big up Aisha, big up. Boom,
as you say, still got the skills, man. Still got the skills. Aisha G's ringing in, happy about that. Chori Mahmood, Gulpera Saab, Kavaja Shanu B, Ajay Singh, my man Bramley Sides as well. He's giving you a big shout out, yard. Also Nisha Gadania over in Morley saying hello, and she has a question for you. She'd like to ask you, you spent some time over in India, didn't you, man, doing a lot of stuff. I remember that Apache over India, man. Like that was wicked, man.
Apache Goes Indian.
Apache Goes Indian, man. That was some wicked stuff, man. I remember just like it was like you removed from like the kind of the ghetto of Birmingham or whatever, then like landed. Was it Mumbai you were in, man? I was a young lad or whatever, and you're just doing your thing.
Yeah, it was 6 episodes in Mumbai about the rich and famous one day, and then the poor, and there was even one about the red light district. So real kind of what you do in Mumbai, what it's all about, not just the glitz and the glamour, but as Apache Indian.
As Apache Indian, absolutely, 110%, man.
And he taught me. I mean, even in the newspapers, it was Apache knows Bombay better than the people of Bombay. But it was a great experience. It was actually on Channel 4. It was on Channel 4 just before the lottery. I mean, that kind of 7 o'clock peak time. So look out for it. It's still on YouTube. It's called Apache Goes Indian, 6 episodes about different lifestyles. And talking about mixed culture and big, the things that I do, I contribute to industry. It's not just about making records. I want the industry to do well. Right. A lot of things was done in the early days, Top of the Pops and Blue Peter and all these things are still on YouTube.
Oh, really, man? Were you on Blue Peter too?
I also had my own show from Jamaica for MTV called Reggae Sound System. Right. And I recorded that in the same year as Apache Goes Indian, and they showed it at the same time. So I was in Jamaica in the afternoon and India in the evening. So.
Oh, wow, man. Wow. That must have felt like a culmination to something or another, man. Like, when you thought of that, you're like mind blown, man. I'm on TV at the same time in Jamaica, India.
Yeah, I mean, it was an incredible journey. But, I work hard and I give thanks, but I never stop working. I say to people, I work many years before I released the record. Right. And I made the record my own. It was always personal. It wasn't, you don't write songs like that to be famous. It was just my own thing. Right. And look what it did. The fact that people like it, a new industry created, a new genre created almost from that, and I'm very passionate about that because it reflected culture, multiculture, and then I, contributing to the reggae industry and the Asian industry. Remember that 7 top 40 hits in the British charts Nobody's really done that. You know, we've been on 7 Hollywood movies, Dumb and Dumber 1 and 2, 20 years later, Scooby-Doo 2.
Massive.
This is big things for Asian artists, you know, from Handsworth, Birmingham.
Yeah.
So people have to remember, contribute to the industry as well. Very, very important. I mean, this year we've been blessed. Look at that, Boom Shakalak's been on the Lynx commercial all year. You know what I mean? And we've been on the BBC One show this year with the Academy. So lots of great things. You know, if you're blessed, a new album.
Tell me one thing though, Apache. When so I mean, you're raised in England and all of that, and then you went back. I guess did you spend a good length of time in India doing these series of movies? Were you there for like a stretch, and was that like your first real stretch in India?
I mean, I started going to India. I went to India when I was 7, but I started going to India in '92.
Right.
Arranged marriages #1 everywhere. Then Boom Shakalak happened in '93, and that was #1 everywhere. So I've been going to India every year for either gigs or performances or doing songs. I've been featured in 4 movies.
Yeah.
I know a lot of the artists. So probably 4 or 5 times a year. Probably not for too long. 3 weeks, 4 weeks.
Right.
A month, maybe on the tour or the project.
And how do you feel, man? Do you feel like a stranger there, or do you feel like it's home, man? Do you feel like a stranger? Do you feel like how does it feel?
I mean, the truth is, after traveling the world so many times, I got up one day in India and I said, you know, how strange it is. It may be simple. How strange is it that in this country I won't feel racism?
Exactly.
Because everyone around me is Asian. Who's got a brown face like me. And that's nowhere else in the world, not even England.
I remember the first time landing off of a plane in India, in Delhi, and looking out at the airport, like 7-year-old, and thinking it all looks pretty much the same as, you know, the other airport, like in Heathrow or whatever. The one difference was everybody was brown. You know, and that's right. Like, blew my mind as a 7-year-old. So, it just blew my mind.
So yeah, I feel at home. I love going to India. Big respect to all the people in India, all Punjab, all the farmers' protests. I've been on the phone to everyone in Jalandhar. Whatever we can do, I've been trying to do on social media. I would have been there already. It is really a serious thing, so people should look into it and see how they can support. Because this is, look what's happening in America with the Black Lives Matter this year. Look what's happening with COVID. So, you know, a lot of things has changed. Musicians have been left at the bottom of the pile. No gigs, no work, nothing. So, you know, it's a time to look at ourselves, look at our culture, look at the world. The world changed. What are you doing to change? Everyone should ask themselves. You know what I mean? And sometimes our culture holds us back. We don't support each other enough. So it's not just about music with me. That platform, I try to inspire people. I run a music academy. If people don't know, 7 years helping young people free of charge. AIM Academy. Look it up if you're young and you want some help. I teach in a college as well. Get in touch with me on social media. Apache Indian HQ. If you're a young artist, want a question, ask the question. Want a collaboration, ask it. It's not about money. It's about coming with manners, respect, coming with, you know, respect for other cultures, religions, languages, and that's how you move. You do good, you do your best, you be your best.
That's it, man.
And we all have to start working together.
We need to move into 2021, man, and you know, be what we want to see in the world, right? Give more love. That's right. And we need to fill in the gaps, man. There's going to be a lot of gaps coming in the future as well. I get the feeling we're coming into kind of turbulent times ahead. You know?
Yeah.
So we got Myers saying, Assalamu alaikum, DJ Lokesh, hope all is well. Good love and give my love and respect to Apache Indian. Aisha saying, first heard Apache Indian on Top of the Pops in 1993, the good old days. Saying, God be with you and your family, Apache Indian, the great Gabbar Singh. Shabs is saying, big up Apache. You're getting love all round, bro. You know what I mean? We knew that anyway. We've been talking around Leeds, you know, just before we go, we only got about a few seconds left. But before we went, since that interview, we've spoken to several people, like, you know, people in my age group and a little bit older. When they heard you were on the radio last Saturday, they got super, super excited. So I'm imagining we'll have much the same tonight. Any last words for us, Apache? We need to run.
Yeah, big respect to everyone. Thank you to everyone that's locked in and tuned in. Thank you to Fever FM. Thank you to you, Lokesh. Thank you to Imran and everybody. Look out for the album, What's Not to Love. And be safe for Christmas. You know, Christmas is coming. Be safe, have fun, be safe. But next year, we're going to make it count. Yeah, big respect, Apache Indian, Don Raja. Stay blessed.
Respect. Thank you very much, Apache Indian, all the way from Malaga. What a guy, man. We're going to come back and play some more of his tracks and some of your requests for Apache Indian tracks too. Sahel, but saying big respect to Apache Indian, great legend. Now, your regular dose of fear, the news.